Hello, Luke Johnston here, Elders Real Estate. Thought we'd just put together a short video. I've got Josh Cameron here from Rome Mortgage Services. Wanted to cover a few points. I've had a few questions of late, particularly from open homes, talking about some of the first home buyer schemes, the building grant, and also probably rates in general. I've just personally refinanced with Josh, so I thought it'd be a good opportunity to maybe shoot a quick video and have a quick chat about it, mate.
Thanks for the quick plug, mate, and thanks for inviting me around. It's definitely something that's pretty hot topic at the moment. Looking at with rates being so low and all the incentives for first home buyers, it's definitely something that people need to have a think about, and I guess not miss the opportunity. There is a few things that are about to expire.
Yeah. And that's probably been the thing, it's just getting a bit of clarity on some of it. I think that's been the issue with a few buyers. I've heard different figures, are we only able to spend 300,000, those sorts of things. So I thought what we'd do, we'll tick the boxes, we'll cover first home buyers and what the grants are, the building schemes, and also have a chat about rates as well. So mate, probably for those that don't know you, a bit of a quick overview of yourself and your business and that sort of thing as well.
Yeah, so I'm Josh Cameron, local mortgage broker in Gunnedah. Me and the family moved here, I'd be 6 or 7 years ago now. Traditionally worked in the coal mines, so shot fire out at Bogabara Coal. A lot of people might know me from out there. And then once we had children, sort of made the transition into a bit more family-friendly lifestyle. So I had a bit of a passion for property. And I've owned 2 properties myself and found it to be one of the most hardest processes I've sort of ever done in my life. And I figured if I can make that easy for someone else, and everyone's probably going to do that at some stage in their life, purchase a property. So if that's something I can make easy for other people, then it's something that I can build a business and get that reputation in town to sort of just try and make this process as easy as it can be.
We might tick off the first home buyer thing first and foremost, mate. So
I guess the first thing with first home buyers, which has been around for a while, is the stamp duty exemption, which is a great incentive. Everyone knows that can build up pretty big part of the first deposit.
And that's up to sort of
that's up to 650, and then it tapers its way up to 800,000, which it pretty much has the first home buyers in Gunnedah pretty well covered.
Yeah.
A lot of people aren't going to be looking to purchase anywhere near that, so as you know, probably most of the first home buyer sales are anywhere between that 200 to 450 sort of price range, so you're well and truly covered there. And I guess that moves on to the next point with the first home loan deposit scheme. We've got a few people into that at the moment, which is fantastic. So the way that works is instead of paying what they call lender's mortgage insurance, the government's guaranteeing that percentage.
So basically you're going to be susceptible to that if you've got less than 20% equity.
So if you purchase a place without a 20% deposit, we're forced to pay what they call lender's mortgage insurance, which, don't be fooled, it's not to insure your property, it's to cover the bank's assets. So if anything happens and you can't pay the loan, that's when the insurer will come in and cover
it does add up to a few dollars too, doesn't it?
Yeah, definitely. Let's use a $350,000 purchase, you're probably looking at a 5% deposit somewhere in the vicinity of $12,000 to $15,000, which to a lot of first home buyers, that essentially kills the deal. They don't have that extra 10 to 15,000 to throw it in there. So it's a great incentive by the government. There was 10,000 positions come the 1st of July. I made a phone call on Monday this week and they're down to about 920. So they have been snapped up. So that's just over 9,000 in under 2 months. So,
and are they going to release more? Is that the plan? Or
at this stage, it was the 2 stages have been released, and that's going to be the completion of it. Okay. But with everything going on at the moment, I guess stay tuned. There might be a 3rd round, but there's definitely been nothing disclosed as of yet.
And last time I was talking to you, I could be wrong with this statement, but was it so many banks were allocated so many of those spots? Is that right?
So the way it was set up was NAB and Commonwealth Bank were allocated 5,000 each in both allocations. So from my knowledge, they've all expired at the moment, or at least they're under offer with people potentially purchasing the property. If that sale falls through, it can come back around and the spots reopen
again.
And the other 5,000's been with second tier lenders. So we've got a few of them in town. There's Beyond Bank. The other one we've used a bit is Gateway Bank. Most people have never heard of. And there's a lot of other smaller credit unions that people can take advantage, which all of those are available with ourselves at Rome. So if you want to give us a call, we can explore all those options as well.
At the moment. Righto, so just looking at the thing there, we've covered that. Yeah, stamp duty, 5%. So we might have a quick chat about the building grants as well.
Yeah, so it's been a hot topic with a lot of land available in Gunnedah is how the building grants are going to work. It's something that's not real clear with a lot of banks at the moment, but we're working through the process with different lenders to see how they're going to use the funds. The rough breakdown is, as a first home buyer, depending on a few circumstances, you're entitled to a $10,000 first home buyer's grant.
So those circumstances, obviously your income.
Yeah, so it'll be income based and also eligibility, whereas if both members of the couple are first home buyers, and it's capped at $750,000 as well,
which is going to cover, for
most builds around town, which is great. And that $750,000 includes the land and the construction.
Okay.
So it's something to keep in mind.
Look,
with the
if
higher
you can
end
look
deals.
at it, I mean, it's a big boost at the
Yeah,
moment
definitely.
to take advantage of.
And with the first home buyers, then that's when the $25,000 comes in on top of that, with the government's building grant as well. So for a first home buyer, essentially there's $35,000 up for grabs if you're looking to construct a new home.
Yeah, so the 35 is the extra 10 you mentioned before.
Yeah,
Obviously
exactly.
25 stamp, but if you're first home buyer.
Exactly.
Yeah. So there is. So if you're not a first home buyer, there's still potentially.
There's still the
25,000
$25,000.
up for grabs.
The income caps for that is $125,000 for an individual, and it's $200,000 for a couple. So if one applicant works in the mines on let's say $130,000, and the other applicant is a stay-at-home mum, is going to stay on the loan, or earns maybe $20,000 to $50,000, we can combine those incomes, and as long as it fits under the 200 threshold.
But there's no sliding scale, is it? It's pretty black and white.
It's black and white. If you're a dollar over, unfortunately, you're over. So it's pretty clear cut.
Overtime, mate.
Yeah, so cut back that overtime from last year.
Right. Well, I thought the last thing we'd talk about was the rates, because obviously that's something we've just done with you, and typical, as guilty as most people, mate, our biggest debt, and we're pretty slack to sort of get around and have a look at our rates. I suppose for those at home that are, most people have got a mortgage, looking at their rates, I suppose just a bit of a general overview of where things are at, and if you're on a certain figure, what you should be expecting. I know everyone's circumstances are different, and it's hard to give you an exact sort of figure what people should be on.
100%. And I guess the biggest thing is a lot of people don't touch it because it's just the lack of knowledge knowing what is a good rate. And I guess the second point is sometimes it just seems too hard. It's not worth looking at, but like Luke mentioned, it is your biggest asset and it's your biggest bill that you're going to be paying per year. So if we can save on our biggest bill, then there's no reason not to.
Oh, it's substantial. I mean, I think ours was quite a lot of money, and we were happy to continue paying what we were, but it was a good opportunity to bite into your debt at the moment while the rates are. I mean, there's no sign of things sort of changing in the near future, but you'd be mad not to take advantage of it at the moment.
Exactly. And there's fixed rates out there as low as sort of 2.19%. We can look at the biggest thing we can look at is situation. So you can look at your rate, but one of the biggest things is look at the structure of your loan, what fees you're paying with that loan. If the fees actually are adequate compared to what you're actually going to save by the cheaper rate, and we look at the fixed versus variable scenario, and I guess present all the options to you so you can actually see it on paper in front of yourself and make an informed decision.
Yeah, and I suppose the role of a broker for those that haven't, because we had never used a broker before, just a bit of clarity around in terms of, there's no upfront fees for you to look at people's situation, is there? Or
no, so the way we structure our business is everything's 100% free up front. If you continue with a loan with us, there's no fees on our part at all. We get paid by the bank, which is great for the consumer. And from there, we get that commission, which is very similar from bank to bank. So we're not impartial to either lender. We just want to see our customers on the best rate. And then all we ask as a fee is, if we do a good job, like apparently we did for Luke, that you tell 3 or 4 mates the same thing and spread our business that way.
And that's the best thing, word of mouth, especially in a small town, mate. As I said to you, the way you're going about it, I think it's the right approach. So, right, mate. Was there anything else you wanted to
I guess the only thing that we do different to going into your bank as general is you've got every option there in front of you. So I'm accredited with roughly 25, 30 lenders on our panel.
Big banks as well.
So everyone from your NAB, your ANZs, all the way down to your gateway banks we mentioned before. There's a few new digital players.
I was going to say, there's one that we didn't look
400,
at.
who is a fully digital bank. They're the first digital bank to offer home loans. we're accredited with them as well.
So when you say digital bank, it's all purely
yes,
online?
there's no branches, which keeps their overheads low. So they try and pass on that saving to the customer. And yeah, basically what we offer different is just the access to everyone in one place. And also we try and make the job easy. So
I was going to say, that's probably the big thing. Everyone's time poor at the moment.
Yeah, exactly.
Whether you're a shift worker or run your own business or whatever it is, I think the fact that you can have yourself doing the groundwork behind, obviously you still want to be across what you're signing and what you're getting into, but basically you're doing all the legwork, mate.
Yeah, exactly right. It's just to make it easier. And I guess our biggest niche from Rome is the fact that we work outside the 9 to 5. So that means afternoons after work, if you've just finished day shift, we can catch up overnight. Weekends are open for bookings. Pretty much, I won't say 24/7 because we've got to turn the phone off sometimes.
Yeah.
But it's an outside the box sort of service. So we definitely don't want to be pigeonholed with the 9 to 5. And I think most of our customers will testify to that.
And look, the way the way the world's going these days, I think it's good to, even with COVID going around, it's still good to be able to sit down face to face with someone and run through everything, which can be a bit of a challenge from different lenders around. So, right, mate, might wrap it up there.
No worries, mate. Thanks for the
Not
opportunity.
even any bloopers. All good. We'll
Fantastic.
see. Good on you. Thanks, mate.
Good vibes keep on bumping. Turn it up, that's my jam.